Good evening, everyone, and a very big welcome to the Cosmic Starseed Academy. These are the Saturday Pleiadian gatherings and Pleiadian channelings. And today's date is the 16th of May, 2026, and it is 8:16 p.m. here in Ireland. A lot of sixes there. But anyway. So a few announcements that I have. I will be in Dublin, Christy, and everyone listening, and Dennis. I will be in Dublin on, Dennis, what date is it again? I think Dennis has forgotten as well. But I will be in Dublin soon in person, and I will be offering readings. So if you're listening and you'd like one, you can go to my website, somaarah.love. It's either the first weekend or the second weekend. I think it's the second weekend in July. I will be in Dublin. I think it's 11, 12, and 13th of July. And so if you'd like a reading, you can check my website out. There is another event I have on the 18th of July. So let me start again because I've got all of those dates completely wrong. So June, the first or second weekend of June this year, I will be in Dublin Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I will be offering readings. Emily, can you please mute yourself?
I'm trying.
Okay.
Trying.
Okay.
Oh, spinning wheel of death.
And you've frozen as well, Emily. So it was lovely that you whispered there. You came in with a lovely energy. So June, the 1st or 2nd, I think it's this, pretty sure it's the second weekend of June this year. I will be in Dublin offering readings. If you'd like one, you can go to my website, somaarah.love. On the 18th of July, I will be holding a really sacred event on the Blarney Castle garden grounds. There is a ancient sacred circle called the Seven Sisters, which of course is connected to the Pleiadian star system. If any of you listening now, either in the group or listening in the future now, would like to come, that would be really amazing. And Christy, I don't know if you're available that weekend. And I'm hoping Dennis will be there as well. I might kidnap Dennis, actually. That's what I'll do. I'll kidnap Dennis and he will be there. So yeah. And what else? At some point in this year, hopefully we are in process of planning a Skywatch and a day channeling with myself and Christy Clark and Dennis Mulcahy, and that will also be in Dublin somewhere this year. That's something that we're kind of behind with in organizing. And what else? If you'd like to come and join these groups, you can check out my website or you can join my Substack, either the free or paid tier. The energies are very high at the moment. And what else do I need to share? Please forgive me. I am not able to see my comments on YouTube anymore, unless I go in and spend time going through each one individually. And at the moment, that's on my to-do list, but I haven't done it yet. So big apologies if you've messaged me or left a comment on YouTube and I haven't replied. And let me see what else. I think that's it for now. Substack is my main social media. It's the only one so far that I found that is uncensored. I also have a new Brighteon account where you can go and watch uncensored videos. It's Soma ARah, and I think that's it for now. I think that's it for now. Dennis, please will you begin with the prayers, and then Christy Clark is going to channel the Venturus.
Very good.
Oh, let me just add, I am not even meant to be here. I am taking some kind of a break for a couple of weeks, and I haven't put a date on it because I'm going kind of by my energy. I was running really low on my energy, and it has picked up a bit, but I don't want to step back in yet fully in case it goes down again. I just need to kind of step back for a while and recoup my energy, reset, realign, reignite, rejuvenate really my energy. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. And I'm not really meant to be here this evening, but here I am, and I'm happy to be here. I kind of initiated it even. And so we're going to hand over to Dennis for the prayers and then Christy Clark for channeling Venturus.
Okay. I will begin with a simple prayer, which has the name of the Law of One. I will say it and repeat it a couple of times. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks that this is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks that this is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, with Mother, Father, God, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks that this is done. It is so. And a short I am mantra. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. So, Christy, over to you. You're muted. Oh, will I make you host, Christy?
I don't mind. Yeah.
Dennis, will I make Christy host?
You are here, so That is
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Christy.
Okay. Well, greetings. This is Rantours Volantrias, as you would know. Again, it is my pleasure to connect with you all in this way. I find it quite humorous as this one here is what we would say here is hanging on. It's a terminology you would use for someone who is trying to get out of the way. It's interesting watching his situation in that moment, but he is doing okay. He is moved away and he has allowed me to park my car in his car park. Is that what you call it on Earth? So it is nice to be here again with you all and to share some of our stories, some of our enlightened stories, of course, because it's that time where one needs to bring that high vibration into their awareness. I sense you all agree. It's important that you park what we would call that low vibration energy. Hmm, leave it outside is something that we would use or something we would say, excuse me. So, yes, we are here to have some fun. As I have said in the past, it's important that you are aware and of your vibration and frequency, and most of you are, but some of you come forward with scenarios and situations that continue to affect you in different ways. I understand this. It is sometimes difficult trying to understand what is happening in that present moment because there is so much happening. There is much of a distraction that is there to take you out of that moment and lead you into that sort of abyss where you are trying to understand really who you are and trying to put some focus in that area so you can have that sort of space where you understand that everything is as it should be. Now I can see you all jumping and saying, what is Ranturis on about? We are having such difficulty here, and he's coming in from his side, trying to allow us to understand that everything is as it should be. It is as it should be. And I repeat myself so you understand. You can all buy into that timeline where you continue to experience this. We would call it a situation because that is really all it is. And for most of the collective, they add to that situation and to create more of the situation, and that leads them into more of the problem mind. So it's important that you become aware of really who you are. Forget about the audience. Let's put the focus back on you. So you have some understanding as to why you're actually on this planet called Gaia. And what's your reasons of hanging around? What's your purpose? They're all quite broad questions, I do understand, but it's important that you bring them forward to self. This will allow you to understand the mission that you are on and why you decide to step into that world called chaos. There's much of a reason behind that. Some of you have tried to understand and explore that idea, and some haven't got the time because they continue to get distracted by what we would call the illusion. Even though it is quite real, I do see the situations that continue to play out in most pockets of your planet. And some of you are in those situations and quite close. But I want to come in from a different angle and I want you to understand really your greatness. Again, asking that you understand why you had been chosen and why you decided to come back again to have this experience. And experience what you call the suffering, of course, on different levels. I'm giving you this insight so you understand it is important for you to be aware of really not just what you manifest, but really why you present it to family and friends, knowing subconsciously that you have a way out. Yes, you have a way out. Some of you are aware of this, of course, but some of you like to mm, experience what you experience, and that's okay as well. We won't dwell on that. We will allow you to experience that whole reality because it is part of you. And when I say part of you, in what way? It is important that you come forward because you are the difference. You make the difference. Some of you sense this also. It's called awareness, spiritual awakening. There is many labels that you can put on that idea when you become aware. But what's interesting for me and continues to mm, allow me to question really what it's all about is really your idea of what represents the I, what represents the you, what represents the me. Again, I'm just giving you some idea. There is much in what I'm saying if you understand that you are a being that continues to move around the universe in different ways, of course. And you have decided to drop into this planet called Gaia to have this experience, as I've said, and it's continuing to play out in different ways. And you witness this on a day-to-day basis through your interaction with family and friends and the content that they continue to show you on social media continues also to remind you that you are not who you are. And that's their plan, that's their game. But for you, it's different. And you know this. I don't need to come forward and explain what I feel is necessary. I come in with humor again, and I ask that you bring this humor forward. And you experience that joy in different levels when you are all on what you call the same page. You can spend that time together and enjoy and laugh and speak about happiness, speak about love, speak about what you want. But as long as it brings you that joy, nothing else really matters. It continues to play out in the background. Drama, as you call it. And some of you like the drama. You like the word drama. You like being part of the drama. Mm. It's quite humorous for me to present in this way because it allows me to try and understand the impact, the effect that we have on each other, and why you have chosen to come together again as a community, as a group, to connect and to share, as Soma has said, and the importance of this interaction and this communication, the support of each other, which is quite important at this time because you are all going through this change that you call it. And it is a change, and it's happening on different cellular levels for you all. And when one is ready, of course, you will have a peek in and you will decide what is for you and what is not. And you will move on with your life. But the changes that are facing you and the collective are quite interesting because you are now beginning to notice. For this one here, of course, he continues to play with that idea and he enjoys this interaction with his star family. And they, of course, enjoy that connection with him and with you. So it's all hands on deck, as you would say. It's quite busy. It's quite chaotic. It's quite interesting because you are all now beginning to understand. You're all beginning to ask the question, what is going on for me? Why am I feeling this feeling? What's the reason behind it? Why has it come into my awareness? Or why have I let it consume me to a point where I feel trapped? Quite common on your planet. Yes. Mm. So the importance of understanding sometimes is a challenge, and I understand that also. I do not face it in that way. But we are slightly different, connected, but slightly different. We have faced our challenges in different ways, but we have overcome many. There is some also very much alive that we continue to address. Slightly different again to what is happening on your planet. But again, we all have one goal, and that is to connect to source. And getting there sometimes is a challenge because the identity itself for most of the collective goes unnoticed. They don't feel, they don't see, they don't understand their uniqueness. Not a judgment, of course. It is just a statement to make you aware that it's time for you to step forward. And most of you have, with the support of each other and with the guidance from us also. We have always been there. We have never left, but it is just you have waited, and your time is now, and you are ready. So this is where we hand it back to you. This is where I hand it back to you so you understand. It is your time to come forward, which I see is interesting because most of you are quite aware of the various situations that continue to surface on your planet. Your knowledge is quite interesting. You ask the right questions, but it's important that you be aware of content and detail. It will come to the surface, but it is something that you have to let go of. And I see how difficult that is because one is looking for answers and solutions. Your governments, sadly, they have a plan. But that's something that we won't go into at this time because, again, that will take us into mm, another situation, of course, that can be difficult to accept at times because my view compared to yours is slightly different. You are feet on the ground, as you would say, but for me, I'm in a different realm, of course. Mm. So my message to you is joy and happiness. That is all. Nothing else really matters. In this moment, can you pull yourself into that idea of accepting that? Any attachment that you have or collected along the way is, of course, within you. It is part of you, but you can remove what you want when you are ready. Mm, yes, removing what you want when you are ready. We will not force you in any way. We will share some experiences with you that will allow you to understand that you are now at an interesting point in your life where you are awake, as you would say. You want more of what you feel is important, and that is the information from me, from your star family, but also the information from you is just as important. it is important to give that information to the people that need it, which you do, of course. But again, my focus at the start of the message was to make you aware that the nature of this conversation is to make you aware of your greatness, allow you to explore that idea and allow it to be part of you in a way that you want to share it, not just with self, but with others. Mm. Mm. So I will take questions now if you have any, as I am aware that this one will be slipping away shortly. So if you would have a question for me, I would be happy to answer.
Rentoris, hello and thank you. I read
Hello,
today, actually.
Emily.
Yes, I read today that the name Gaia is actually referring to Mars, and that the name Terra refers to Earth, the original name for Earth. Can you comment on
Yeah.
this?
Yes, of course. Gaia, yes. There is much change when it comes to your planets, when it comes to Gaia, when it comes to Mars and any of the other mm, planets that your governments are connected to. There is much information coming forward that would label your planet, label your planet in a way that sometimes, again, allows you to question what is actually Gaia mean to you. Its connection to Mars is quite real, as you are aware, um, and to your governments. Um, and the reason behind that is because of the interaction that happens between these two planets and have been going on for some time. We won't go into that, but you are aware of what I am saying as regards to different projects, of course. So it is important to be aware, not just the question that you asked is quite interesting because, again, it gives you some insight as to where are you in all of this. And it's, again, understanding that you are home. Is is your home, as you call it. Your planet is your home and always has been while you have been there and are there now in this container called the body. But you are also part of everything else in the universe. So allow yourself to accept that, and I'm sure you do. There's different views of how your planet is named, and there is much information out there, but your planet is connected to many other planets in the solar system for various reasons and have been for such a long time. Some of that information is available to you online and some is not. Um, and and there's some of that information that we are not aware of either. But be aware that you are all connected. There is a vibration, there is a frequency that brings you together. For some apparent reason, some of you would question that also, but I will again share that you are now beginning to understand that your connection to other planets is quite real, not just the planet that you reside on now. You come from many different star systems, and so it's interesting that you have allowed yourself to discover that idea of what it actually represents. Again, it is just a name. There's many names that represents what you call your home. And I would say to you that, yes, discover that, but your connection to Mars and at this time is your planet your planet's connection to Mars is quite real. There is a lot happening in that area. So it doesn't surprise me that that information has not just come into your awareness, but is there for the public to reach if they are in that, what we would say, state of mind, really. Mm.
I would
Thank you
just
for your question.
thank you, Christian Venturis.
Mm.
Dia has a question, and also it is 8:51 now.
Yes, I am aware of that, and so is this one here. But we will hang on here for a while. I am happy to ask more questions, or sorry, to answer more questions. This one is okay as well. He will hang on in here. Please come forward with your questions. Mm.
Okay, hi Renturis and Christy. I love the background. That looks really groovy, even though I know it's those wonderful beings that visit you. It's just a great, happy background. Love it.
Yes, thank you. Well, these beings are also visiting most of you. It is just, I won't say finding them like this one here. He has a technique and we support him in that. But there is much energies around you all, and these beautiful beings that come forward are waiting for you to become aware. And some of you are, and some of you are getting there, and some of you are questioning. That is all part of the package. But yes, that background is there so you understand, not just our connection or this one's connection. Your connection also is quite real. Please
Yes.
continue.
Okay, so I'm going to bring in Emily's name because maybe she wants to add to this. I didn't discuss with her about bringing this up, but she and I were looking into something that she had found, had questions about will there be a second Passover with 3 days of absolute darkness where we fall into a stasis during that time?
Very good question. Again, it's interesting for me, really, where the human mind can go when they sense this awakening, this what you would call ascension. And the whole idea of being part of that is very real for you and Emily. There has been much said in the past around what you have just described. But I want to remind you of something also. There has been many predictions brought forward. I will get to your question, but I want to make you aware there's been many predictions brought forward by, let's just say, your community. And it's all regarding the situation with disclosure. And there's so much in what you call disclosure happening now and has always been. And you have been in situations in the past where you have again come across information online and you have had updates on the possibility of disclosure. Excuse this one here. The possibility of disclosure and what that actually means to you and to the collective, of course. And in that, you have different scenarios and different situations that have said will play out in what you have just described. And there's a strong possibility it will. And the reason I say that is because you have been let down in the past on numerous occasions. And there's much reasons behind this. And there has been many discussions on the reasons why it went in the direction that it did. And that, of course, leads to another debate and another question. But come back to what you asked, and when you speak of the changes that will appear. Yes, we would say there is much change on the way. But again, I'm not going to guarantee that you will have darkness on your planets, and because of various situations that will play out. If it's the frequency of the energy hitting you or the planets, yes, you are going to see change um, in different ways. I don't like giving a yes answer to a question like that because we are going to find ourselves in a situation in the future where the question will be asked again, and the outcome may be slightly different because it didn't play out the way it should have, or we were told this was going to happen and it hasn't. And that was to happen in the past, and it did or it didn't. So there is much confusion on your planets when it comes to what will actually happen. Will there be an overnight flash where things will just change and we will wake up the next morning and we will be in what you call 4D, 5D? That will be interesting also. But there is also something in that question before you brought the question forward to me. As you discussed possibilities with Emily as to what the outcome would be, you dissected the question among yourselves and you came up with the scenarios and possibilities. And then you decide that, yes, we will bring it to Soma or we will bring it to Christie's. So I can give some insight as to what the outcome will be. And I'm not saying that it's important that you take the pressure off yourself because, as I've said, the outcome may not be the outcome you want. And this is why, again, it's important to bring the focus back to self, which you are, which many of you are. But again, there's an excitement that I sense within you all. There's a knowing within you all that there is a change happening. And you are correct when you feel that, when you make that statement. You begin to realize that the change is not happening on the outside, it's happening on the inside for various reasons. And that is because you again have put the focus on yourself and you notice that change. It's coming at you in different ways. Again, as I said earlier on, you come into these calls for answers and to connect and to share and to laugh and to have fun. But there's a knowing within you. So you are getting close to something. And that something is interesting because when you come face to face, not just with your star family, but with someone called self, and you realize that there is something that you have just sort of missed out on for various reasons. This again will allow you to understand not just who you are outside of what you call the body, but why you have decided to come back to share this excitement, to hope that these scenarios, these possibilities that you've described will play out, will have an impact. Of course they will. And that impact will have a ripple effect. Some will accept it, some will struggle to accept, some won't understand it. 3 days of darkness would be quite severe for much of the collective. They don't have any insight to really who we are. That is okay. We are dealing with that situation now. So there's a bit of a pace picking up, not just in how you present the question, but there's a bit of energy now beginning to surface. One is processing more spiritually because they understand that no matter what happens or how it happens, it's going to have an impact on how I breathe, how I function, how I interact with my star family. And for most of you, that is happening now in your meditations, in your quiet time. So the reason I have brought this information forward, it's important for you to say, yes, there's a possibility we will reach that point. We will have that situation. But between now and then, there's something happening. There's something within you beginning to become more alive, become more aware, and become excited, and become what you would call on your planet hungry for what you feel is important to you. And that can be different for you all. Some of you may decide to walk it alone. Some may decide to come together to share, try and understand. Why am I feeling this way? What do you think of this possible outcome? All these questions have been asked in the past, not just the question you have brought forward, Dia, but all these questions from your community. That is because you know you're beginning to sense and understand. There's something that you need to question. There's something that you need to explore. There's something that you have become aware of. And that is you. And in knowing that, you then try and understand what the you is, why it's here, and the different scenarios that continue to unfold on a day-to-day basis. And you can see that happening now in your country, where your governments are ready to release information on certain parts of the universe where they believe there is activity, not coming from Earth, of course. So it's getting interesting, it's getting exciting. I can feel your excitement. I can see the questions coming forward, wanting answers. You have waited some time for this situation to play out. And most of you were aware of this before you came back in again this time into what you call the human container, the body. You were aware. You chose to go back in to become more aware, to have what you call this experience of awakening, to be shared by all, including us. So keep coming forward with your questions. I will respond in a way that helps you understand more of you. The questions are important to you, but as I have said, sometimes the answer is not what you want to hear. Nothing is set in stone. You are aware of this. We won't give dates, we won't give times. We will give you some insight as to how you are connecting, how you are managing your situation. That is my role in any way as what you would call a creator being, of course. So thank you for your question, Dia. And I'm happy that you and Emily can come together and share these ideas and explore these insights into the wonderful possibilities that are coming your way.
Thank you, Rentoris. As you were speaking, it just reminded me of, and you said it at the very end, how nothing is set in stone and things can always change. I guess, I felt a little foolish after having asked the question, like, oh, is this going to happen?
No,
And it's a
no,
possibility. I mean, there are so many things that are possibilities.
no. There is no such thing as a stupid question. The question came into your awareness because you shared something with your friend Emily. And in that interaction, there was a change of vibration. And you were communicating on a higher level. You may not have felt it at the time, but you were.
No,
And
I
you
am aware
wrapped,
of that, which is what kind of
yes,
the whole concept of it was a little frightening to me. And then this thing came out about a stasis during that time. But in any case, it's just, again, it seems that things could change. Nothing is set in stone. It is a possibility. And that's what I meant by the question, the way I asked it. I should have said, is
yes,
this a possibility? Is this a possibility?
yes. No,
As
I
opposed to, will
understand.
this happen?
Yes, yes, I understand. And I do sense in your response that, there is other possibilities that could play out in this timeline. And I share this with you so you understand. They are all possibilities. And again, we will give you the information only that you need. The reason I say this is because we are aware as to not just you as the person who has come forward with the question, but anyone that is listening in understands that you are in an interesting time, not just on your planet, in the universe. Your planet is getting a lot of attention. You are aware of this. And a lot of support also. And different scenarios, different situations will play out. And sometimes they will play out in a way that, will be difficult to accept. But again, you have been in this situation before. And I'm not saying this to you so you understand that, well, okay, I've been there before and I'm back for more. No, it's not a case of that. You have come back in to share something, to support what you call ascension, not just for family and friends, but for you. You want this experience for various reasons. And some of you may not question that. That is okay also. You are hoping that you can celebrate and to feel this idea of what you call a shift. That shift can happen in various ways. I don't want to sound all doom and gloom, but I want you to understand that, again, nothing is guaranteed. You, as a being of light, is guaranteed, of course, and you are having this experience as we speak, as we connect. And for all of you in the call are in the same position. And how it plays out is really up to you because you also play apart like the rest of us. And some of you are aware of that, and some of you are not. And that is okay also. So to get over the line, as you would say on your planets, it's important again that you do the work. And again, this is why you come together. This is why you share stories with each other to try and understand this information that comes forward regarding your planet and other planets in the universe. We all play a part. Sometimes that is difficult to accept when you look at the situations, as I have said, on your planet, and you try and understand why is this happening when we are going through a stage of what you call ascension. Why, when we speak of a shift in vibration, do we have to observe these different scenarios and situations play out? I do understand that can be difficult. I do understand it ties in with the question that you asked. And the questions will continue to come forward, and I will happily be involved in that, and so will your star family, to guide you and to support you in a way that you can understand the reasons behind these episodes, these situations. Call it what you want. Thank you, dear one. Thank
Thank you,
you for
Winterus.
interesting question.
Thank you very
So
much.
again, yes, you're welcome again. I love so much coming forward to you all because you are me and I am you, and in another way, you may struggle at times to understand that, but there is no separation. We are one consciousness and we evolve in different ways. But I love coming forward to share these communications because it allows me to have this interaction with you in this way, which we don't have much of over here, let's say. I come across in different ways through this one here, and I enjoy having that experience. And it's interesting for me also watching how it is unfolding, let's say. So it's fun. At time, of course. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having me. And again, as I would say, in your quiet time, be aware that I am always present to you. Until we connect again, dear ones, I am Renturus of Elantrios. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we all needed that this evening.
Yeah.
Let's take a short break. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We were taking quite a good break there, and I have my coffee now, which is great. And I feel ready to do a channeling. And let's see. Oh, Emily has things to do now. Does she? Okay. So yes. Okay. So let's make a start. Let me see. I don't know why it's still let me change to gallery. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to step into the space and begin. So please give me a few moments. Welcome. We're delighted you are here. It is a great time on your planet. A new earth, a new dawn, a new humanity, a new human ET evolving into a more crystalline being. And we are assisting with you with this, but it is up to you to go through the process of this. We were once you, and you are us. Very literally. We are you from the future. Your universe is teeming with life of all sorts, in all directions, on many planets, on many star systems. On many timelines, on many dimensions. You are not alone in the universe, and you never have been. You are part of a grander scheme, a bigger picture. And there are beings that are vibrating on higher dimensions that you would say are above you. And there are beings that operate or are at a lower frequency that you would say are below you. We are not even referring to negative beings, although that is part of that structured system. We would like to address some of the nature spirits this evening, because this is a question that is coming up for one of you that is and will become very predominant in your work, as Soma has already said. There are many dimensions, many beings that are unseen to the physical eye on your planet, and this includes nature spirits, which are vast, as Soma has already said. It includes spirit guides, animal spirit guides, your loved ones, your ancestors. It includes many different beings that are unseen to the human eye. There has been dark magic used against you on a grand scale by some of these, all of these elites or systems that govern your planet, which are run by negative ET energies. Every system has controlled, manipulated, lied, governed humanity since you were invaded just before the downfall of Atlantis. This is an epic time on your planet. In an extreme way. You are changing, you are growing, you are evolving, you are learning, you are adapting, you are becoming more flexible within your thoughts, within your mind, within your energy. You are letting go and 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 releasing and releasing and releasing. And you are remembering many things that you have forgotten over the eons of time. And since the downfall of Atlantis, you are in a rapid, fast track within your lifetime. Your world is changing, your energy is changing, your bodies is changing, are changing, your blood, your skin, your hair, your teeth, your DNA, your energy, your thoughts, your abilities, your awareness, your energy, your connection to Earth, to us, to everything within your lifetime is changing. And this is epic. It is extreme. It is off the scale. You are magnificent beings, and in your lifetime, you will have great remembrance of this. We've been sharing much information with Soma as she recuperates, re-energizes, reignites, and grounds more. She's also doing other things that we haven't mentioned. And one of the personal things that we've been sharing with her is information about the sun. And we've referenced this previously in a previous channeling that we did with you, where we mentioned that the sun not just gives you energy, but it is more than that. Many years ago, we shared with Soma in the early days how the sun and the ancients knew more information than they do now then regarding the sun, and that they worked very closely with the sun, very connected, as if the sun was a living being, which it is. And recently we've been sharing with her that the sun not only gives you life and brings life to plants, but it is so much more than that. The sun directly affects you. Much more. It affects your consciousness. It brings life to your awareness, to your consciousness, to your energy, to your body, to your skin, to your hair, to your teeth. It is, and that may sound funny to some. Work with the sun. It is crucial in these times for you to do that. It is also crucial for you to work with the earth and to be outside, absorbing the energy of the sun. There are reasons that there are chemtrails, what you call chemtrails, in the air. There are reasons that chemicals and technological warfare is being used against you. There are reasons that the sun is being blocked out. And it is not what you think, but has much more to do with what we've just referenced. That the sun creates an expansion of your consciousness, which is why there are people on your planet that are reptilian, that would have this sun blocked out. They have a different agenda, a different awareness, a different understanding, a different blood, a different DNA, different makeup, different energy, different awareness, different origins to you. They are not of the same ilk. They are not of the same energy. They are not of the same thoughts or energy or awareness or mind states. They are a different breed, different beings. We will pause there and allow for questions. Are you still there?
Yes, we are here.
As Christy answered, we heard the voice of Renturus.
Yes,
Find it.
Renturus, his energy is still around. Thank you.
We find it joyful, playful, fun, and a sense of exploration to connect with Venturus in this way. And we're showing Soma an image of us on some higher level or dimension, speaking to Venturus. If there are no questions, we would like to add something that is completely off topic. And we showed Soma this again many years ago. And some of you will find this funny or strange or irrelevant. However, this is most definitely not irrelevant, but it may sound funny or strange. But there is many technologies that are used against you. One of them is the fabric that shoes are made with, which is a deliberate creation of plastic that disconnects you from the earth. Soma is reluctant to share our words because she thinks people will laugh. However, let them. The materials in your clothes are not good for you. And for females, the underwiring in bras is extremely bad for you, as it conducts, is a conduit for negative, we won't call them energies, but it creates a negative vibration in your bodies. And it is one of the reasons that breast cancer on your planet is so rapid or so big of a condition. Many of your clothes, as we've said, are designed to affect you in a negative way. We would like to see you go back to more natural state of being, which includes clothes, food, water, more harmonious state of being. There are many things, many weapons that are used against you. Food, water, clothes, air, poisons, toxins. We would like to see you making small changes in your life to eliminate some of these things. Simple things. Products, toothpaste, shampoo, soap. Anything that is made en masse, in high volume, is made for profit and not for your benefit. And that includes medicines, toiletries, food, clothes, water, sold in bottles. And the plastic that holds water and other products. When this is heated up naturally within the warmth of transport or the sun on a warm day, releases chemicals that cause cancer. There is plastic in your food. There are so many things. It is overwhelming. But we would like to see you eliminate some of these things from your environment. Your environment. Start with the small things. Replace them with good or more natural things, or make your own. We will pause there for today and remind you that love wins. Take back your power, take back your energy. This was not accidentally lost, but rather it was taken from you when your DNA was changed and your memory was lost, your remembrance of us and others like us. The control is in your hands. You have the ability to remember who you are, why you're here, and where you came from. We love you enormously. You are just one of our creations. We leave you with love